Hey, hey, there we are. Are we on? I think we're on, aren't we? Yeah. Can everyone see and hear me okay? I don't know if anyone. It looks like okay. It looks like it's all working fine, so that's okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Oh, don't know my round light. Looks like I've got big. There. That's weird. Shall I turn it off? So, there we go. Hi, everyone. I can see and hear you okay. Cool. We're all live. That's good. So how is everyone? I've got nothing to build now. I've run out of videos and run out of builds. So everything's sort of been delayed really on my end. So I should have had my fan home delivery and my enterprise build by now, and I haven't. Hang on, let me sort out this light because it's is that better? I can turn it back on if need be. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't really know what's been happening really. We were all chugging along fine, and then the Terminator stopped for a week, and it seems like everything else has now stopped for a week. Everyone's in the same boat. I think so. But our friends over in Europe ain't. But yeah, everyone seems to be. So I think I've got my last Dodge Charger video that gets released tomorrow. Issue 14. I should have had my delivery already. I think I should have had that last week or the week before. And they've only just taken the money for Fan Home. They've only just taken the money Friday. And the Enterprise is due. I rang them up because my payment still hasn't come out, and they're taking that on Tuesday. So a week or two, and we'll probably have that here as well. So I probably won't have any part work build videos going up this week, apart from a Dodge Charger, which is tomorrow. Burgers, I'm good. My 911 is backlog is growing. We'll tackle that soon. Also getting jab tomorrow. Oh, okay, you're getting the Moderna one. Yep, I'm all vaccinated up now. So yep, I'm all fully vaccinated, and everything else opens up tomorrow. So the cinemas open up tomorrow. You can go into restaurants and sit and eat in places like McDonald's and stuff like that. So it's all slowly going back to normal. But yeah, some more opens up tomorrow. But yeah, so because it was like a slow week this week for builds and stuff like that. Like I said, I was hoping for everything to turn up, but nothing has. I found some information on the Alien build, primarily what it's going to be made from, and all of that sort of stuff as well, and what's articulated and what's not. And the more and more I'm still going to watch it, build it, should I say? But I think a lot of people are not going to like a lot of features with the Alien build. So, Andy, yes, Backlash. Oh, well, WrestleMania Backlash. I say that is on tonight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't really know about that one. There's no real matches on there. That's really taking my fancy. I don't think there's going to be a lot of title changes tonight. But we'll see about that. I don't see Bianca dropping the title. I don't see Bobby Lashley dropping the title, or Roman Reigns, or Rhea Ripley. I don't see her. The only titles I actually see changing are these ones behind me. I think Rey Mysterio and Dominic are going to win them. Burgess. My April 9/11 pack arrived in May 12th. Expecting the May pack this week, maybe. I don't know what's happened. It seems everything is just like this month. Is like April's just gone. I don't know what happened with April, but it makes everything else backlogged further down, doesn't it? It makes everything else backlogged further and further and further. So, but I'm under the impression that they're going to be taking again for the Enterprise soon. I think that's what I saw in a message, because they're trying to catch up, if you know what I mean. But I've seen issue 5, so I haven't even got issue 4 yet. Most of us haven't got issue 4 of the Enterprise, but people have started in Germany and France and places like that. They've started getting issue 5 already, and the Saucer section is complete. It's done by issue 5. The framework, anyway, the frame of that's done by then. But yeah, I've got no information about any new builds coming out or when they're going to come out. But like I said, I have found some information out on the Alien build that's due out. So Egon was took shot for the XO1 on Friday. Still no Eleanor. Yeah, I see some people are posting, I think it was issue 3 or 4 of the Eleanor. So yeah, Renault 5 issues have been slow to come. Yeah, they're coming from France, aren't they? So I've noticed a number of mods for the Enterprise. The Enterprise, I mean, we're 4 issues in, or how many stages is that? Stages 15, 16 in, and there's already, I would say, there's already about 7 or 8 mods out already for it. There's so many. It's trying to keep track of them all, really, because there's so many the mods about for the Enterprise. I'm not doing that because I always build my. Hang on, it's gone very dim. Hang on. So I'm trying to. It's okay, isn't it? It looks okay. It's not too bad. The light just looks funny in my glasses. Yeah, the top side of the frame, and then you've got the bottom side, which will just be the metal panels, because we've already got the sort of what are they called? The sort of braces between it. But the whole top section is done. It does. Eaglemoss, when they put out an email recently with what's coming up in issues and that, they have said by issue or stage. No, it wasn't. I think it was. Sorry, I think it was issue 36, and the top of the saucer section will be clamped on and in place. So that's a bit further down the line, but at least they've sort of given us, like they've told us that we're actually gonna, the top section of the saucer section is going to be complete, including panels, that is, by issue 32, which I believe will be sort of stage 80, around that sort of area. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. It's coming along, but like I said, I think there's going to be mods all the way through this build. It's just one of those builds which I don't think a lot of people like. There's always going to be a mod they can do to make it more screen accurate. But it's just one of those builds, I think, because there's a like the Dodge Charger. I don't think there's a lot on the Dodge Charger to mod, if you know what I mean. I think it's quite good the way it is. But with the Enterprise, there seems to be quite a lot of modifications going on already. So you tend to get that with some builds. There tends to be quite a lot. There is too many, Andy. There is loads. But I'm, like I said, I keep everything. I do everything to standard on mine. I don't mod them at all, just because I'm paying enough for these already, and I just don't think I would get the enjoyment out of it, if you know what I mean. And also it's the extra money and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like the Hachette. Kev, what's that, Mike? Like mods? Because I don't see there's a lot of mods out for the Spitfire. The 2 main builds I've seen more mods out than anything else, and that would be Ecto 1 and the Enterprise. There is a few mods out for the Terminator, but I think there's more mods for the Ecto 1 and the Enterprise. So, but yeah, I mean, the Terminator's come along. Oh, hatches. I read that wrong. Oh no, the hatches. Putting the transfers on each one, or the decals or something like that. Would just be like it. It's painful doing the windows. I think that would just add extra pain to it, if you know what I mean. But no, I wouldn't do that. I mean, it's going above my telly, and unless I'm seeing it up close like this all the time, which I ain't going to be, it's fine over there. DeLorean had a few as well. Yep. The more stuff that's inside the car, there seems to be a lot more mods going on, if you know what I mean. And the Enterprise just seems to be modding the hell. I think a lot of people are going to try and mod the rim of the saucer section, because that won't have any lights on it at all. So I've got a funny feeling a lot of people are going to try and mod that with lights and that. So yeah, there's a section where those supposed to be. There's loads of stuff about, but yeah, part work. Model Burst is currently premiere-ish. Oh yeah. I've seen that guy on YouTube. Yeah, he's got 15 and 16, stage 15 and 16. I'll have to have a look at that. Spitfire has some decals. Can't wait to start that. I love a challenge. Common denominator seems to be the Enterprise. Yeah. I think there's a point where you have to say that's it. But I build. I haven't got. Oh, actually, I have. I've got some stuff down here. These are my wife's ones. Building things like this. So my wife's been building these today. These are hers, and she's got some really cool ones. Actually, look at them. She's been painting and building these today. But when I build things like that, I tend to paint them and then stand there and look at them, and then sort of I can play a bit more, and I'm constantly going back to it. But they do say, don't they? They do say perfection is never done, never finished. So I'm modding the Mark Mods. I'm modding the DeLorean. That's because I want a model with the mods, but I'm not modelling the Ecto one, as most are for the car, and we never really see the inside in the car. That's right, we don't see. Well, I don't think we see any of the inside of the car, do we? I think a lot of the shots are when they're in the car are outside outside still, if you know what I mean. On the new film that's coming out, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I think there's a lot of stuff that we'll see in the car, but it would have probably gone through some modifications by that time anyway. Like the jump seat in the trailer and Afterlife, you see it come out, but we never see that action in the film. And like Mark said, the reason I didn't do a lot of the mod, well, I didn't do any of the mods for the DeLorean, was one of the reasons was, one, I don't light it very often, and two, it's inside the car. So sort of, I just, yeah, you know what I mean. You're not going to sit in it, are you? Mike Lane has one mod for my model space 911, the carpets. Yeah, I think those are sort of the mods if you really want them, sort of thing, but they're sort of standard in most cars. But you'll be surprised, a lot of cars there isn't a lot of carpet. It's normally this plastic horrible stuff where you stick your feet. You don't normally get a lot of carpet in cars, especially in high performance ones as well. So but yeah, like I said, I was gonna get on with the Alien. So I found out a few things for the Alien build. So firstly, let's start with the base. So it is going to come with a base, but it's just a base. It doesn't hold the Alien on. So there's no stand for the Alien, but it will have a base, I've been told. So there's nothing holding it. So like with the Terminator, we have a pole that obviously holds and connects it in. The Alien build won't have that. Don't know why. Just won't have it. But like I said, it will come with a base or somewhere for it to stand. but it won't come with an actual stand for it to be held onto. It's the one thing that's worrying me is it's done with rubber. So the outer skeleton, like from the arms, the body, the legs, they're going to have sort of a joint here, but these parts will be separate and they'll be coated, or they'll be put in sort of like a silicon sort of rubber, and that'll be sort of here on the body as well. There's some on the head, and on the legs as well. The only problem I have with that sort of thing is that anything like that, rubber, silicone, and latex, they have a shelf life. So they do deteriorate over time, and it also depends on climate as well. So whether or not you're in a hot or cold climate affects the rubber as well. And if it is latex, latex discolors over time as well. So there's that. That's the only thing, because there's been a few instances where Hot Toys have had rubber on their figures, especially like the Alien figure itself. They've had rubber on, and they crack and they split, and that's what I'm worrying about the Alien build. Is that happening to it? What, the Alien build? Yeah, I know. That's what I think it's. I know you said it's latex or something, Kirst. I think it's a silicon, like a silicon rubber. That's what I was told, but I'm not too sure. They just said it was it's like a rubber that fixes round the arms and the legs and the body and stuff like that. It's like a flexible rubber. I wish they did a sci-fi part without too many classic cars on the market. Yeah, like I said, they are coming. You've got, like I said, we're talking about the Alien, but we have got Robocop as well, and I think Knight Rider. Lots of people have been asking about it. I do believe it's coming, just don't know when. But yeah, it's got the rubber around it, and like I said, I just fear that it might crack or whatever, because it can expand and retract in certain conditions, but it does have a shelf life, so it doesn't last forever. Rubber, it sort of goes brittle and horrible, and it can crack as well if hot. So I don't really know what that's all about. Also as well, the hand. So the hand on the Alien is like, if you've not seen it, it's got six fingers, and they're all parted a bit like that, a bit like Live Long and Prosper, a bit like that, but they're not articulated. So they're in a pose a bit like that. That's it. You can't move the fingers. They're not articulated at all, the fingers. So Johnny, would be awesome to build a Predator too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you've not seen the Hot Toys Predators, they're some of the best Hot Toys I think that they've ever done. They're so good. You can put the mandrills in and out. You can put the helmet on. You can have the light on the helmet. You can have a hollow. One of them, my brother's got. It's the Alien from. I can't remember. I think it's from Predator's film, which has a hologram on its arm, and the little bits on its arm light up. They're really good, and they're so well detailed as well. But yeah, I'd love that. I think they would have to, wouldn't they? If you've got things like the Terminator, Alien, Robocop, you'd have to have a Predator as well. But yeah, and the head. So the head, I've been told, will be complete by issue 11. Issue 10 is this week coming. But obviously it opens its mouth and the little mouth comes out, which is cool, and it moves to sound as well. So the head moves left and right to wherever a sound is coming from. So if you like do a click, it'll move to that way, and if you do a click that way, it'll move to that way. With that, it doesn't have up or down motion or any sort of articulation to it at all. The head just sort of just left and right, which is done by a motor. So there's that as well. But I think overall it looks really good. It's 1:2 scale, so it's in scale with the Terminator. But like I said, there is some bits there, what I've mentioned, that I think would put some people off. I don't think everyone would be. I won't be. But it'd be worth. I've got to look into it a bit more with the silicon and that. So I have a Sideshow female Predator. My wife has the Alien female, which is sort of Hot Toys brought out sort of an anime style Alien, done in sort of an anime style with a woman on, and she's got that. She's had that for years. But yeah, they're really, really good. They're sort of like a collectible item and stuff like that. I think I've done a review on it, Kirst. I think I've done a review on it. I think I've done a review on it. I'll have to have a look at that because I've got it upstairs. So won't be doing the Alien build. Wife will not let me. But if I was going to build it, I would have to have it with saliva coming out of his mouth. Yeah, some people have already modded that in France. So they've put sort of like a glue gun sort of effects where it's got glue, so it looks like it's like saliva coming around its mouth. And they've done that with like glue, with hot glue from a glue gun. It's quite good. It looks really realistic. I mean, you could probably get the same effect with sort of something that hardens really well, or you can do streaks stuff like I don't know, there's something like that. The Alien has a custom base and aluminium inside, included in the collection. Yeah, it's 1.2 meters, which is the same height as our Terminator. I think it's actually a bit smaller, actually, but it's like 1:2 scale. Yeah, there's loads of stuff per se, but I was told that it does come with a base, but it doesn't come with a stand. Oh, also as well, I also found out that the tail is not posable. So when you get the tail, it's sort of in a position, or you build it into a position. As far as my contact told me, they've been told that it's not posable. So there's no way of moving it around and it's staying in that position. I don't know if that's true, but this is what I was told. But I was told that it does come with a base, but it doesn't come with a stand for the base for the Alien to be attached to. And yeah, and it'll be sort of it's a metal body coated with a sort of like a rubber silicon / latex covering, which is held together with magnets, I was told. Who's releasing it? It'll be Hachette or Hachette, or I don't know what you do. Not try saying that into Google, because something else comes out when you say it. You have to sign up to IXO collections. They've got some nice cars coming out. They've got some nice stuff, but they release a lot of stuff on IXO, especially in Europe. But yeah, when they're at the toy fair in Nuremberg, there's a big selection. I mean, IXO do like not just this Partworks is fairly new for them, so they do loads of like collections cars mainly, and lorries and things like that. But yeah. But yeah, so it's like I said, so the Alien is sort of like attached with this rubber that goes around it. But like I said, I've worked with Hot Toys, and rubber has a shelf life, and it can crack, and it can do other stuff as well. A lot of them were wondering why they went for the rubber effect. I think it looks good. I think that's why they went for it, because the effect, I think you would find it hard to get that effect, the skin effect that is, with plastic, because I don't know what else you would do. It'd have to be the rubber, and it looks really good. But like I said, rubber cracks and silicone and all that sort of stuff. It cracks over time, and if it is latex, it discolors. Latex colors over time, so it goes like a very dingy sort of color over time. But yeah, but silicone, I'm not too sure what that does. But yeah, I'm going to start the 917 late this year when my 911 is on. Is that the one that Wayne's building? Because I see he's just got a new one from IXO Collections. Is that the one that he's building? Is that the 917? I think it is, isn't it? The Steve McQueen car, I do believe. It looks okay. It looks okay. But yeah, in the terms of yeah, it looks good. But in terms of what's coming out, I don't know. I think there was lots of plans for stuff to come out this year. As you've seen with Eaglemoss, it's just wiped it all out. But I'm surprised. We've got 10. If you don't count this week, so this is issue 110 this week for the Terminator. If you don't count this issue, if you count this issue, sorry, there's 10 weeks left of the Terminator. There's only 10 weeks left, and it's surprising that we've not heard any information or anything about another build coming out from Hachette. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on there, but I do keep asking, and I do keep getting told the same stuff, which is there wasn't enough interest on the Eddie Stobart and the Hogwarts Express, and they won't be moving forward with them. Now, I think they still will bring them out, but we'll see. We'll see. The last two messages I got from them were they were on a trial and then they were pulled due to lack of interest. So I don't know what that means, but normally what that means, it could be anything really. But normally what it means is it will still come out. I still think it'll come out. Hachette tends to release a lot in January and December. Yeah, like I said, normally they release stuff about a month or two before another collection finishes, and there's nothing out. There's no like I said, there's no information. There's no nothing. They've gone very dark, very quiet. Obviously, Fan Home have just. I think they're testing the water with the US, so you can now order stuff to the US from them. So that's opened up a whole massive revenue for them. But yeah, once again, I know that they're doing the Millennium Falcon. Don't know what's happening with that, but I know they're bringing it out. And I also know that Fan Home will be as well, bringing out the RoboCop, because when I asked D'Agostini when is it coming out for release in the UK, they said that if they do bring it out, it would be under the Fan Home banner, is what I was told. So that just means it will come out, but when, I don't know. It'd be nice if they did a taxi or a tube train to tie in with the Route Master. Yeah, I think originally when I was told about the Route Master and that, originally I was told it was either going to be a black cab, a 1/8 scale black taxi, or the Route Master, and they went with the Route Master. So that was a long time ago. Along with there was discussions of them bringing out a Mini Cooper as well, the original 1960s Mini Cooper, and I do believe I can't remember who it was, but I think there was a Morris Minor as well, due to be released. But once again, I don't know on them, but I think both of them were through Hachette, the Morris Minor and the Mini Cooper 1960s. So whether or not they bring them out, they might do. But I know both of them were shown at, not last year, the year before, at the Nuremberg Toy Fair as builds to come out, and I think they were both through Hachette. But yeah, it would be nice. I'm very particular in regards to which tube train they bring out, because there's been lots of different ones, and it would have to be a particular one for me to be that interested. Someone did a Cooper a while ago. I believe it was Hachette. Yeah, I think they were doing. I think they're going to bring out another one. It was definitely shown off, that and the Morris Minor as well. So, Hyatt over the moon. Moon over Hyatt. Yeah, Jay. A Moggy Traveller would be so cool as a part work. Well, in France they're doing the Citroen camper van. Have you seen that? So that looks good, and it's inside. It's got the interior as well inside. I think the roof can come off so you can see it, but it will have all like the TV and the little cupboards and all that sort of stuff can open as well. But yeah, I think that's over there as well. But yeah, that's the Citroen sort of camper van that they did. That'd be good. If you know, it's got to appeal to enough people. And I think that's why they've not re-released or redone the Routemaster, because I think it was initially very popular, but I don't think it was as popular as they would have liked, if you know what I mean. Because you got to think, if it was, why haven't Agora picked it up? And secondly, why have they've stopped producing the issues for it as well? If it wasn't, you know what I mean. Mike, Hachette have done the Midland and Flying Scotsman too. If it comes out again, we'd love to do it. Yeah, I know. I think Paint with Penny turned round. Oh, there it goes. I think Paint with Penny said that she'd done. I think it was the Flying Scotsman, and she said it was a nightmare. She said that you had to bend the metal yourself, and it was really difficult, and you have to be really gentle because the metal was so thin. That was a proper part work, as they would say, not one of these screw and fit ones. Agora are trying to get DeLorean. Yeah, I think Agora are becoming. They're doing their own builds, but they're trying to go in partnership with everybody else. But yeah, I know that the DeLorean is being phased out through Eaglemoss. So I hope someone does a B-17. Maybe Memphis Bell. Yeah, that would be good. The Dam Busters, that would be a good plane to do. But then once again, it's not about doing them. I think it's about how popular these are, and secondly, how big do you go? You know, because I think you could build them too big. Midland was like Mallard. Was that the Mallard? Yeah. The cab. I did it many years ago, but gave up. Metal were too soft. Yeah, you had to. I remember Paint with Penny said you have to be so careful, so really careful in doing that. But I think they were going the right way with the Hogwarts Express. But yeah, we'll see what comes out from them. I still think that will come out, and I do think the Eddie Sobart truck will as well. But I think it's all about waiting. But as soon as I get any information, that goes straight onto Patreons, and they'll get all that, as you all know, who are my patrons. But yeah, they get all that sort of information straight away. But I am constantly trying to find out stuff in terms of what we're going to get and how we're going to get stuff and stuff like that. I think it's July. The Robocop comes out in France, and I think it's going to be explosive. Let's just put it that way. I think it's going to be so popular. It's unreal. So many people are waiting for it. It's definitely when they done the test run, should I say? It was the most popular part work that D'Agostini had ever done on a test. So that just shows you that, yeah, this is going to be big when it comes out. But it's a very strange scale, the Robocop. So it's not 1-2 scale, and it's not 1-3 scale. It's in between the two. So yeah, the Camping Police Patroller. See through how it looks amazing watching YouTubers build to finish the detail. Looks amazing. Yeah, is that the Citroen? Yeah, camper van. Yeah, it does look really good. And we don't get anything like that over here because that's a sort of a French car, if you know what I mean. It's like I said, it's a bit like why I don't think they've done the Routemaster anywhere else. It's because of its popularity. Something like that here would do really well. And people were saying that about the Eddie Stobart build as well, in saying that you wouldn't be able to sell it in America or Europe because even though Eddie Stobart is known, it's not as big as it is here in the UK. So it's specifically a UK sort of thing, and you'll see that with this. There's, I think Jay, I think you sent me a link where it shows you what part works they're doing all over it. Or might have been Burgess actually. Someone, I'm sorry who it was, but someone sent me a link to where they're doing all the builds. So all the car builds in the world, and which country are doing them, and there are so many about. I mean, there's one in Poland, a Lada. You know what I mean? Over there, very popular part work. I don't see that selling anywhere else like that. And there's a lot of Russian cars as well that they build that seem like old Russian cars that they seem to build as part works in Russia, but wouldn't do well anywhere else. And obviously, they've just pulled the Diecast Club. That was it. Diecast Club have just pulled another build. So that was the convertible. I can't remember off the top of my head, but someone sent me an email link to that and said, "Did you know it just been pulled? I just got this email," and so I posted it to my patrons. But yeah, it got pulled. Not enough interest. But yeah, it was. Can't remember the name of it now. It's a red car with a soft top. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of it. I think since Terminator came out, there's more demand for figure-based figure builds, which is ace. Yeah, for me, definitely, because like I said, the car's my last one. I've got my X01 and Charger. That's it for cars. But for figures, I can get the space for figures. I would love to have done the Citroen type van they done in France. Yeah, it's the H type, isn't it? Yeah, they do like coffee. They turn them into coffee vans over here now. But yeah, I saw that. Yeah, would like the builds. The Lada. Yeah, that was a Polish one, I do believe. And the FSO P25. Well, 125, should I? It was yeah, that was the one, Jay. Yeah, that was the one that was pulled. But yeah, there's, like I said, there's a lot of car builds out. When you look, there's loads. There was one build that I probably would have liked to have built that they never brought out over here. It was in Japan, and that was the Subaru Impreza. So they did the Colin McRae Subaru Impreza, and they brought it out in Japan, and they brought it out nowhere else. And I think that would be a really good build, especially here as well, because the Colin McRae Rally Subaru Impreza was iconic. I remember playing the game when I was smaller on the PlayStation 2. Colin McRae Rally. Oh, many hours spent on that. But yeah, they've done that build and it looks amazing. But they've not brought it out over here. And there's been ones that they've brought out and they've re-released over here. The Lancia. Is it Lancia Delta? The rally car they did over here many years ago, and they've not brought that back out over here. But I thought that would be quite a good one. All these sort of rally cars seem to be really good, but they don't really bring them out. It's weird. So I'll do a Pulitzer for sure. Two builds I missed. I wish I couldn't get is the Citroen DS and the Citroen 2CV. So Jay, do you like your Citroens? Right. If you want a fact about me, many years ago, well, I wouldn't say many years ago, about 5-6 years ago, I was part of the Citroen Car Club. Believe it or not, me me and my wife went to a few of the meets and stuff like that. We had a Citroen Xantia, which we loved. This Citroen Xantia. It's one of the cars that it wasn't rare when we bought it, but it's like gold dust now, and we wish we still had it. But if you don't know what it is, it's a standard car. It has hydraulics in it, and I think that's why we liked it. But it was one of those cars where it was really good car. It's really well built. I mean, you could put it in the immediate suspension system on it, and the car would obviously go up and down. But you could hit a speed bump with it at 30, and you wouldn't feel it. It was the weirdest sensation, but it was really good. I recommend anyone getting a Xantia, is what they were called, a Citroen Xantia. But yeah, when I had that, I had a friend who had one as well. I had the exclusive 3-litre diesel, turbo diesel, and he loved it, and we loved our one. And I can't remember how many times I repaired it. Can't remember how many times, but I did repair it quite a lot. Best place for Parkworks is France. They love their builds. Yes, they do. Yeah. I love classic cars, hence the Renault 4L and the Volkswagen Camper. The Citroen SM, be great car. There was a test in France 18 months ago. Yeah, they seem to like their French cars. There's a sort of a Parkwork collection out for little cars of French vehicles. So they do, I think it's Peugeot, Citroen, and Renault, and they all like the little cars, but they're on like plaques and stuff like that. You know what they've done over here, a bit like the Rossio bikes collection. They've done one on the French cars over in France. They look really good, but it sort of charts the different cars that have come out. But yeah, me and my wife have owned quite a lot of Citroens. Yeah, Citroen Picasso, the Citroen ZX, yeah, AX, yeah, the 4 Gears AX. That was yeah, 90 down a hill, along a straight, 90 miles an hour. This poor little car was screaming. But yeah, I've owned a few Citroens. They're you know, a lot of mechanics. I've never got this, but I used to be a mechanic, but a lot of mechanics don't like French cars. Never understood that. But I always find them very well built, and they last, and they're easy to work on. But yeah, is it the Citroen BM? I remember a friend of mine having that. Was like this estate car. I think Jeremy Clarkson did one on Top Gear where he put a massive tower on it. Hi Alex, how's it going? Yes, it's going all right. It's going all right. How's things going? Yeah, we've been talking about builds and Citroen and alien build and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, the old Blackpool tram. Yeah, that would be a good one. What, in the cream and green colour? Because that's what I remember them in. That was a Citroen CX. Yeah, I remember one of them. I didn't have one, but there was one at the meet that I used to go to and stuff like that. But yeah, we loved. I think it was the fact that it was on hydraulics. When you turn the engine on, the car raised to sort of adjust the hydraulic system in it. I did change the hydraulic cylinders in my Citroen twice. That was fun. But yeah, it was a straight. I think we liked it because it was different. You know, it was, no one else had a car which had like that hydraulic system in it. So, but yeah, it was a good car. It was a good car. It ran for years and years, and we went everywhere with it. And I remember going on a field, and all these other cars were struggling, so we stuck it on the highest hydraulic system. So the gap between the wheel and the wheel arch was like that. It was huge. And we just went over this this field perfect. Yeah, I'm lucky the Heritage Tram runs near my flat. Oh, does it? The yeah, I saw on YouTube there was a video on YouTube, because I do watch a lot of the train and tram videos and that. There was a YouTube video where they went to Blackpool. It was somewhere in Blackpool, I think it was, and it was like just a yard, and it's full of old trams just sitting there, just rotting away. Loads and loads and loads of old trams just sitting there, where they've obviously been taken out of service, and then they've just been put in this yard, and they're just sitting there. And the guy was walking around, he was having a look at them. And yeah, it amazes me actually how many cars, buses and trains that are just sitting, rotting away, just sitting, just doing nothing. And you'll be amazed at the cars that you come across. I'm on a group on Facebook called Sitting on the Drive Rotting, it's called. And it's cars just sitting, and they've been sitting on driveways for years. You get cars like Ferraris just sitting on drives, gathering moss and everything else. You'll be very, very surprised on how many cars you'll come across. Yeah, I think I saw a video of one. It was in Cuba. That's the train graveyard in Fleetwood. Oh, is that in Fleetwood, is it? I remember them saying, but I couldn't remember. And the guys were going around it, and they had trams from like the 50s there, all the way up to like the modern day ones, but they're all just sitting there, just rotting away, just doing nothing with them. It just amazes me that they don't auction these things off, or people might want them to restore some capacity. You know, even if you turn it into like, you put it in a big field somewhere and turn it into like a glamper, as they call it, isn't it? Like a big, like they do with the buses and stuff, like Johnny Vegas did with the buses. It's Fleetwood Dock. So is that where it is? I don't know. Like I said, the guy said at the start of the video, it was two young lads, and they just went off and were searching around, and there was just loads of these old trams just sitting there. Some of them looked in really good condition, but some of them had obviously been sitting there a long time. But yeah, I think a tram would be something different, that is. And that's what I think a Parkwork needs, to be something different at the moment. You know, a train or a tram, I think, would be really good, because it's, like I said, it's away from the normal of stuff like we've been doing. The cars, the figures, you know, let's move away and let's try something a bit different. But it's also down to how many people would build that. You know, how popular it would be. You know, it'd be popular for us lot, but there's not enough of us for them to warrant building it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think the builds are just a bit of a, I think they can be a bit of a hit and miss. But yeah, it's amazing though when you look around the world and you see all these builds that all these other countries are doing. But yeah, I remember they were at one point, I think it was RBA. Mike will be able to help me. The guys that brought out How My Body Works. I don't know if you remember that part work for kids where you built. It was called Billy Bones. It was How My Body Works, and you built a skeleton, and then you built its internal organs, and then you had the skin that goes over the top. Well, they were going to bring out a Parkwork shark. A Parkwork shark, I think it was as long as this table I've got. It was huge, and you could take its side off and see all its organs and stuff like that. RBA, that's the one. That's the one, Mike. Yeah, they done the real life bugs as well. Yeah, the bugs in the sort of silicon stuff. Yeah, and you could look at that. Were really cool as well. But like I said, I think it was either them or the Agostini. They were going to bring out a really big shark, where you could take parts out of it and have a look out where its stomach is and all that sort of stuff, and put it together. And it was huge. But they never brought it out over here, and I thought that would have been a great build. They also did a dinosaur, very long time. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's a very, very, very long time ago. Where you bought the skeleton. It was the skeleton you built, and then you had the skin parts to go over it, if I remember rightly. The shark one is out in France. Yeah, see, what is the matter? Why don't they get them here? That's what I say. Why can't we, or at least offer worldwide shipping? I mean, who doesn't ship worldwide nowadays? You know what I mean? That's what I can't understand. You know, I think these part works are missing out really, because I reckon they could offer worldwide shipping on all of their builds, whether they brought it out in France, Germany, wherever. You should be able to really get them from wherever, if you know what I mean. And I think that's something that the part works don't really do, which they should. I think they should offer worldwide shipping on everything. But like I said, I'd be surprised as that they haven't done that yet. Hashtag have Doll's House out now. I think not for me, but great for the kids. Ooh, is there a dollhouse from Hachette out? Oh, I'll have to have a look into that. I think my daughters might like doing that, especially my youngest. So where is that? Is that out at the shops now, is it? Do you know what? I haven't been out of shops this week. Been online sorting other bits. But I'll have to have a look at that. No more Toys R Us. No more Toys R Us. Though it's supposed to come back, isn't it? Toys R Us is supposed to be coming back in America. So, but we have Smith's Toys here as well. Disney Dollhouse, is that out now? Can you get it in the shops? So that would be nice. Yeah, I think my daughter was looking at something like that. Yeah. Seen issue 4 in the newsagents today. Ooh, I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look at that. I haven't actually seen it out. You know what? I go to the newsagents every week, and I've never seen it. Yes, it's out now. Ooh, I'll have to have a look at that, because I think my daughter might like building that, and my wife might build it with her. I mean, would that be something you would want to watch on my channel? My wife and daughter building a doll's house. But yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. I didn't know that was out. Like I said, I go to the newsagents every week, and the only part work I've seen now was the Eleanor, because my newsagents guy had 2 issues and gave me one, which I attempted to do last week, I might say. but it was awful. That was awful. That issue 1 was bad for the Eleanor. Maybe it was just me. It's probably just me. But yeah, I've not seen that. I'll have to have an ask, because my newsagent guy's normally spot on. So I'll ask about that tomorrow. But yeah, has anybody else got anything they want to ask or want the community to find out and stuff like that? Because how's everyone getting on actually how's everyone finding the Iron Man and the Dodge Charger? Because the Dodge Chargers are really, I think it's a really good build. It's got very similar elements to the GT500 that I built from D'Agostini. Should definitely be on their website. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. Sign up maybe. Get them in. But yeah, and we've only 10 issues left now of the Terminator, and then it's done. We've completed. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. The Iron Man is ace. The Iron Man is good, but I think a lot of people are going to. I know there was some inkling on the Facebook groups that a lot of people weren't happy with the amount of parts that they were going to get each issue. We already knew that from the start. But yeah, I think it's issue 26 is the little finger. That's all you get, 2 pieces. And that's it. But that's later on. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I think the parts in that are very scarce, I might say. But we are due a base. When is it? Are we due the first one on delivery 9? Yeah, that's our daughter. We wanted the dollhouse. We're just waiting for it to come out. Yeah, okay. We'll have a look tomorrow. with real wood and carpet. That's cool. That is. That is cool. Some of these things, I mean, you know, I've seen someone on Facebook building the firehouse for their Ecto 1/8 scale to fit in. I mean, it looks exactly like you'd think. It looks humongous, so big. But yeah, I don't know. Where would you put that? Would you put it in the garden? I wouldn't want to put it in the garden. Not in England. But yeah. But yeah, the Dodge Chargers actually turned out to be a really nice build. I've had a few moments, but I haven't had any of that with the Iron Man. I think it's quite solid and straightforward, which is really good, which I think a Parkworks should be. We shouldn't have to grit our teeth and do that sort of stuff. I think we should be able to get our parts, build it's nice and easy, and done. And then we've got the Enterprise build. I can't wait for issue 4. Oh, it's been such a long time. It feels like, well, it has. What's it been? 6 weeks? I think it's been about 6 weeks since I've done the Enterprise build. Yeah, I filmed parts 108 and 109 of the Terminator today. What's your opinion on the base? Mainly concern is that all the parts of the base are assembled. It will look like it's cracked. Oh, what the bits of the base itself? You mean what the top layer clamping down? You will have the lines there. It's just like with anything. But I have seen a lot of people designing or repainting their base. I have a problem with that, and that is firstly the skull. They said the skull was over big. It is a little bit. It's a bit bigger than our Terminator is, but they didn't like the color of it. Now, if you've ever seen the Terminator film, the first one, you can go on YouTube and find out. Watch the first 15 minutes of the film. The very first, well, it's actually the first 5 minutes of the film when they're narrating what's happened. You can see the Terminators walking around, and the ground actually looks exactly like the base that we've got, and the skulls are all grey as well. Then none of them are sort of skull color, if you know what I mean. When the Terminator comes down and squashes and cracks that skull, it is actually that color. It's actually grey. And then you get them as well where they're sitting in the car as a skeleton. They're all grey as well. The bit where the tank rolls in, as it's rolling, it's crushing all the bones and skulls. But it's covered. It's all covered in this grey powder, and you can see it rolling off the tank's wheels. But that, I think, is actually pretty accurate to what it's supposed to look like at the start of the film. So that iconic scene where the foot goes down on the skull and the camera pans up to the Terminator standing there with the gun, I think that is what they're trying to get with the base and our Terminator. The very first shot in the scene in the film where you see the Terminator. But yeah, like you say, the concerns what with the connectors and stuff. I looked into those they're little tiny connectors, aren't they? Yeah, I can see where the lines are going to go. But I think once the base is put on to the permanent base, if you know what I mean, I think it will sandwich up really well. But oh, look at the time. It's ticking on. So a few more minutes and then we'll go. But yeah, I putting the stuff on, it's given us extra stuff to do. But the base can be what you want. But like I said, in the movie, if you want it like the movie, in the movie, it's exactly like that. You watch the first 5 minutes of the movie and you'll see that there is no skull in that movie, skull colour. They're all grey. Obviously, from the nuke and all the dust and everything else, it's turned everything grey. So yeah, all that sort of stuff is all grey in it and murky. But yeah, all the parts similar to the back. It will look. I think it will look okay. It will look okay. I think it isn't as bad as people have been making out. But we haven't finished it yet, so I think we need to get to finish it, and then we can decide. And like I said, a lot of people are already modding their base and putting more skulls on it and painting it up and stuff like that. So I mean, ultimately, it looks really good. But Yeah, check it out. Check out the first 5 minutes of the Terminator movie, the first one. But anyway, thank you. I'm just going to leave it there because we've gone our hour now. Thank you all for listening and hearing me waddle on. Hopefully, when I talk next week, we'll have some builds to talk about because I've got nothing here. There's no builds, there's no nothing. And we'll have a discussion on all them and stuff like that. But anyway, thank you for watching and listening. You've been talking to the Nexus, but I'm just trying to see what I can do here. There we go. Right. There we go. Just trying to work it all out. But anyway, thank you for watching, and obviously we'll see you at the next